Hi, I'm Nathan. I go by Peteparker, and every week I do comic book reviews because that's a rule at my house. If I want to keep buying comic books, I got to review them online. So this review is going to be for the Amazing Spider-Man Sunday Spectacular. I know what you're thinking, because I heard a lot of it at the comic book store and read a lot of it online before I actually got this, because I got it a week later than everybody else. This is just a reprint of material that was already in Spidey books, and this is just, a lot of people said that it was reprinted in Sunday comics and stuff like that. Why would you want to go out and seek out this this material, right? I thought, well, 3 or 4 issues ago in the Amazing Spider-Man series, I was really digging Marcos Martin's art. That's the first place that I saw it, and partly his art is the reason that I got back into actually reading and paying for the Amazing Spider-Man series again. So I really wanted to see a unique story, or even more art, featuring Spider-Man from Marcos Martin, and on top of that, it's written by Stan Lee, right? That can't be bad. It's Spider-Man stories written by Stan Lee and penciled by an awesome throwback artist, right, with a really cool retro style. But everybody was warning me, this is just reprint material. You sure you want this? Right? I was like, I don't know. I'll pick it up. I'll look at it and see if I like it. Right? It did not disappoint at all. Marcos Martin, his art, just like I liked from the Amazing Spider-Man series, is so quirky and specific, and just everything is so interesting. Now these stories, this is basically 1 or 2 stories, I think, that were backups in the Amazing Spider-Man series, and they only got 2 pages at a time. So you can see right here, this is some of the layout. You'd get 2 pages at a time of story, so they had to do really creative things with how the boxes were placed and how much of the story they're going to tell in just 2 pages every month, or what. There's 12 issues of it. So they had to figure it out, right? And that is part of the appeal of this incredible art, is the placement of the dialogue, the placement of things like what this is named is woven into the backgrounds of stuff, and as you get deeper into this little side story, it gets more and more creative as to where the name pops in and how this placement is. Here's one where it's in the bricks here. It doesn't look as amazing on the webcam, of course, and then you got, look at this line across here that helps your eye follow from one side to the other, and you end up down here and then go across here. It's just really great. And this one specifically, check this out right here. This is incredible art. The actual panels are broken up by Dr. Octopus's arms, and you get a whole story within those panels. It's a little bit hard to figure out at first, but once you do, it's brilliant. And I think this is the only time that Dr. Octopus is in it. But they have cameos from all kinds of major heroes and villains. Here's another great example of the name backwards right here in the background, where you can read what it says, but it's not in your face. It's not on top of everything else. I was really I love this a lot more than I thought I was going to love it. And it's weird because I wouldn't want to give this kind of book a really high rating, because it's, cheesy, hooky, throwaway story. They point out the flaws in the story as they go. You can actually even picture Stan Lee's voice as the narration is going through. It's just so cool. It's so different from everything else. Check out this awesome spread of... I can't get enough of this art. At least right now. Mary Jane right there. Across the entire page. I can't say enough about it. Yes, it's reprint material. Yes, it's a story that's been told. Yes, it's cheesy, a little bit hokey. The villains are kind of stupid, right? But that's what's so good about it. That and some great art. That's all you need, right? I don't know. And then the second story in here, I forget what it's collected from. It's different artists. I don't know if it's the same writer either. Identity Crisis by Stan Lee, Marcos Martin, Javier Rodriguez, and VC's Joe Caramagna. So it's a little bit different. It's a little bit more specific. It reads like it was written all together, and it's multiple pages. But you get a lot of really cool art, too, of all Spider-Man's costume changes. He's basically meeting with the psychiatrist about how he's been all kinds of different versions of himself. And then the psychiatrist can't handle it or whatever, goes nuts himself. And they go through a little bit of Spider-Man's history in general. But it's really great. I mean, how much was this? $3.99? That's well worth it. I would have hoped that it was $2.99 since it's reprint material, but the art is so good, and if you like Stan Lee's stuff, even if you don't love it, I mean, if you've heard Stan Lee's voice, you can hear it in this book, too, at the same time. It's just great. So, like I said, it's weird because I don't really want to give this a 5 out of 5, but I turned out to love it. I mean, I look at the cover and I go, that's so cheesy. It looks like Sesame Street or whatever, right? It can't be a 5 out of 5. That book can't be. And then I open it up and look at this art and remember how the story made me chuckle and how these villains are interesting and how just the whole thing is cool. There you go. This is a surprise out of the gate. There you go. 5 out of 5. So that's the last of my reviews for this week. You get more reviews next week. Thanks for checking them out. If you want to see more of my reviews, you can check them out at YouTube as Spidey207 without the E. I know it's Spidey now. I didn't know then. Or you can check out my reviews as Peteparker on comicvine.com, ifanboy.com, or the Marvel and DC databases. They're all over the place. And I mentioned this in another one of my podcasts, or not podcasts, another one of my reviews before. If there's books that you want me to review that are kind of old, let me know. Shoot me a message about it. I'll see what I can do to put it together. I'm certainly not above reviewing older books that maybe you loved or nobody else knows about or whatever, right? Get some ideas out there. But I'll keep doing this anyway. So, anyway, thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you next time.